everybody. Welcome to our Healing Voices podcast and YouTube channel. I'm Aaron Lehman, the host, and really excited to be joined today by Sharon Christmas. I'll introduce her here in a moment. Those of you who are brand new to the podcast or the YouTube channel, welcome. Really excited to have you stop by and join us today. The main goal, one of the main goals of this podcast, or I'll just say three pieces about the podcast. Three goals have been, there are a lot of people healing. There are a lot of people healing around the world intentionally. And oftentimes I have felt a little bit alone. I felt a little bit alone and unsure of whether I'm the only one doing it. And reality is there are a lot of people healing all over the world and consciously choosing to shift body, mind, spirit realities for themselves. And so my goal of this podcast is to bring us all together into that awareness that we're not in our own little bubble by ourselves, just like healing by ourselves. Like there are a lot of us. There are a lot of us that care about having conversations, healing conversations. There are a lot of us that are practicing the meditations, working to shift old family paradigms. And so this community, my hope is that while we share, as I interview different people, we're becoming more and more aware of how that there are so many of us. There's so many of us that are yearning for greater peace within, and also greater peace within communities. And so that's one piece. And then the other piece is voices, our healing voices, like this voice piece. I don't know what it is, whether was the school system or family systems or just culture in general, but I think a lot of us have hesitancy. There's been a lot of hesitant energy in the throat chakra, in that throat region. And it's like, I have found, and I really believe that there are so many, there's so many powerful voices. Those of you who are listening right now, your voice is huge. Your voice in this body, mind, spirit, wellness world is huge. Your stories are huge. So whether you're sharing intimately with a friend, or whether you're, using your voice within work settings or within a therapeutic setting, or if you're writing a book or leading a class or whatever, like your voice is critical, is crucial. May we all continue to have courage to just speak from our hearts and to really open up and just find in safe spaces, right? Open up and share our voices in safe places where we know we're being held and supported. So here's to the voice within you, Sharon, my own voice. May we all just continue to become aware of how important it is to, one, do the healing work, and then two, to express, to talk about it, to share it, to learn from others, to engage in those conversations around healing. And then the third and final motivation, one of the third final motivations would be that I want people to connect. You might listen today and your friend sent it to you, or you happened upon it on Apple or on YouTube. And I just want us to be able to connect. So perhaps Sharon will jump out to you and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I got to work with Sharon in some capacity. I've got to figure out how I can, co-create with her. Right. So this connection piece, my goal also is to help healers. All of us are healing and healers, right? Help us connect together and find mutually beneficial community situations, right? Where we can, again, grow the healing network and grow the healing around the world. So, all right. On that note, that's the intro to Our Healing Voices. If you're brand new, if those of you who have been here before, you might have skipped that portion, that freestyle portion. But whatever the case, grateful to have you listening in. So now, Sharon Christmas and I, we go back probably 4 years-ish, something like that. I think we met each other at an essential oils workshop, actually. And just the energy, Sharon, I remember that first interaction, just like your energy. I remember just being captivated by your energy and your joy. We then met up a few times after that, and same sort of piece, like I felt a safe energy with you. I also felt like just warmth and positive energy. And then the last time was like kind of before your adventure to the Dominican Republic, or the current adventure that you're on, and you were in a really cool space, and in that conversation, just really doing amazing personal evolution and healing. So I am so stoked to have you join us today and to share your voice. So thanks for being here. And yeah, why don't we start with you just kind of sharing a little bit about kind of what you're up to, what your current, daily reality is like. What are you enjoying right now? Yeah, let's just start with kind of present time. What are you up to, Sharon? Fill us in. Oh, and actually, I'm going to have will you unmute yourself?
Perfect. Hi.
There we go.
This might be better.
There we go.
With healing voices, I'm sure you're going to want to hear my voice, right?
Exactly.
So let me just go ahead and, of course, thank you so much for letting me be here and having the opportunity to share my story and my voice with your community. Such an honor. And talking about the first time we met, I just think, everything is energy, right? So it's so exciting because I think it was just the alignment, the alignment. We didn't know exactly what was going to be happening at that time, but for some reason we connected. And so over these 4 years, it has just grown and manifested. And the times that I did get to meet with you, there was even more alignment, there was more excitement, and there was more healing, and there was more transformation, and there was more inspiration, and you just go on and on and on, right?
Yes.
So all of that brought me to the Dominican Republic, and I've been so blessed to have a dream come true. And if any of you in the audience are like little note takers, like, I want to take a nugget away from this, please write down right now, dreams come true. And there is no expiration date. There is no expiration date. Just like Aaron and I met about 4 years ago in this alignment with healing and transformation, and just, sharing our gifts and getting our voice out there has manifested into what this is today. And all of you that are watching right now, get to be part of this energy to make it even, ascend to the next level. That's what we're all about, right? But we never know what is manifesting inside our beings. So I'm going to just let you know that I am in the Dominican Republic 50 some years after my dream started to grow and build inside myself. And I was fortunate enough to grow up in the decade of the 60s. And for me, anyway, the 60s was like no other decade, totally transformational in so many ways. I don't know, raise your hand if you agree. But I was really blessed. In 1965, everybody's aware of the Watts riots. And a year later, I had started high school. And my high school was involved in the busing, which was desegregation. So I was a cheerleader, and I rode to Watts. We were bused to Watts. I rode with the football team. And so that was back in the day when all the professional football players wore the white shoes. Pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But when I was there, such an experience for our team, for everybody that arrived in Watts at that high school as a unit. But this is what I was touched by that day. The experience for sure. But when I got off of the bus, walked onto that field, I looked around, and there were children on the other side of the fence looking and watching. And everybody wants to watch a football game, right?
Mhm.
So there was children, but there was one particular child that had her face totally pressed against the chain link fence. And I'm telling the story for a reason and adding these details. And for some reason, just like everything is energy, we connected. And her energy stayed with me. So after the game, and we went home, and I was so excited about this experience, I shared it with my mother. And I said, Mom, I had this experience and I had a connection with a little girl, and I have to do something with children. I was 14. And she said, teach. So I taught, but that was the beginning of what was manifesting inside of me. What was transforming and changing? My gift was growing. How could I affect people? How could they affect me? So there's been a lot of turning points, and I can share some of those if you'd like. But mainly what happened was over time, like I said, I was 14. When I was 64, I came up with this program, sharing the joy and happiness of art with children around the world. And I had my mind set up, my heart set, I'm going to Belize, I'm going to Belize. And so what happened was I had met someone, and we can talk about this too. I had met someone in what was an experience I had with HCL leadership. It was a program I decided to invest in. But when I was there, I met this woman who was from the Dominican Republic, and I told her about my vision and my dream. And she said, why don't you just come and stay with me in the Dominican Republic and make it happen there? So there was a gift, there was a gift handed to me. So I said yes. So I came, I stayed with her, and I arrived one evening late. And then I woke up the next morning, and she lives in a 2-story house. I was staying in one of the bedrooms upstairs. And I walked downstairs to give myself a little tour. I was walking around her downstairs where she had a lot of art. And then after I walked to the sliding glass door and turned back around to go to the stairs and go upstairs, something caught my eye in the corner of the room. And I walked over to that corner, and there was this huge painting on the wall. If you can imagine something like 30 by 30, it was a huge painting. And it was a painting of a beautiful little black face peering through a chain link fence. And it was just like, at that point in time, I just went, thank you, God. I know this is where I'm supposed to be. It was incredible. So that's how I got to the Dominican Republic. It was all a manifestation. It was all a higher power. It was where I was supposed to do my work. I'm so grateful. So that's a little introduction. So
Wow.
50 some years later, my dream came true. So those of you who are listening, never give up on your dreams. You never know what God has planned for you.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow, Sharon.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
amazing
well,
time.
when you were describing the 14-year-old Sharon, and just that experience of seeing this girl's face, little girl's face, like, I mean, I felt it over here. I felt that over, it was like, oh my gosh, right? Just that connection that's happened sometimes, right? With different, like in specific moments, specific times where it's like you lock in, and it's just it's transformative. And holy moly, to then go to the Dominican Republic, be led down to the Dominican Republic. I set on Belize, but end up having this beautiful connection through HCL, the leadership that training, and then boom, here you are in the Dominican Republic, seeing this girl's face again, almost.
Yeah, it was a validation. It was a validation, that I'm doing my work. I'm here for a purpose, and I get to make a difference, and I get to grow. I get to expand while I affect others and they affect me. It gets to be it's not just about us, it's about everybody, because we really are, I mean, we really are just one, you know, we really are one. And some people have to have science to back that up. And guess what? There is science to back that up. But yeah, so much. And, you know, with the piece about HCL leadership.
Yeah.
What was really amazing about that? Yeah, what was really amazing about that was, for me, it was, I had to really let go of so many things. It was, for me, it was a lot of money. For me, it was a lot of time. I was like, I'm not, you know, all of those things that you go through. I can't do this. I can't do this. I have an excuse for that. I have an excuse. So I was blessed because I spent some time with my daughter and my granddaughter the week that I made the decision to go to HCL leadership. So what I did, and again, those of you who like to write things down, I got to, in that moment in time where I made the decision to go to leadership, I got to trust the process. This is very important. I got to accept what is, and I got to let go of any outcome, non-attachment to any outcome. I just got to trust. I just got to accept. I just got to be. And boy, talk about transformational. 4 months of amazing transformation work. So I'm so grateful. And then again, that's where I was meant to be, because that's where I met the woman that brought me here to the Dominican Republic to do my work. So that's, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear about, so art, where did your passion for art start? You know, like, is this forever? Is this, has this been like a side thing that you've always done? And then now this program that you're creating and sharing down in the Dominican Republic, this is like, now you're kind of sharing it publicly, or I know I've seen you've have beautiful pieces that I've seen you post about and share online, you know, and it's like, so I would imagine it's been an ongoing thing, but yeah, where did this art passion come from? Is there like a starting point where it was cultivated?
Yeah, I'm going to say that I'm going to start that answer by reading a quote from one of my very favorite people, and that person is Carl Jung. So Carl Jung says, "What did you do as a child that made the hours pass like minutes? Herein lies the key to your earthly pursuits." Carl Jung. So I have been doing that since I was a child. And I grew up with an older brother that could do everything. He was perfect. So I used to hide in my closet and paint. I used to hide in my closet and draw. And whenever I say that, it makes me think about, you know, like your voice chakra. And I think a lot of us have the trauma. I think a lot of us have trauma in different chakras. And mine has always been my voice. I've been, you know, afraid to speak up because it wouldn't be right. I've been afraid to speak up because I wasn't enough. But I loved art. And so I found a way to do it, like we all do. When you love something, you find a way to do it. So I've always loved it. But where I finally got to express it openly was when I moved to Oceanside, right next to you in Carlsbad.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but you know, I'm a California girl. I grew up surfing in San Diego, and so first thing I did was connect with a women's surf group, and what happened? So I was surfing with these women, and so one day I came home with one of the ladies I was surfing with, Kathleen, and I went into her house, and I went like, my mouth dropped open, like, wow, look at all these beautiful watercolors. Whose are they? And she said, they're mine. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love them. I told her, I said, I've always wanted to do watercolors. And she goes, no problemo. She goes, come with me Thursday night. That was a Sunday when I was over her house after surfing. And she said, I take my daughter to lacrosse practice on Thursday nights. We'll go across the street at the subway and we'll just paint. She goes, all you have to do is meet me here at the house, bring a picture of something you want to paint, and I'll show you how to do it. We'll do it together. I'm all like, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. So that night, Aaron and everybody else that's listening. So you just never know. You just have to be open to receiving, right? You never know what's going to come to you.
Yes.
So that night, I had taken a card with a picture of two little chickadees on it because I love birds.
Mm-hmm.
And so she walked me through that, painting it every step of the way. And I went home that night and I painted another one myself, and I haven't stopped painting since.
Wow.
And so, yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah.
And
our
that was
lives
when
are
that was
filled
when
with
you
magic.
yeah, that's when you moved to Oceanside.
Yeah. So I moved to Oceanside in this particular place in Oceanside in 2015.
Yeah.
And I had surfed and then started painting with Kathleen, and then did the whole, art walk and everything in Oceanside. And it was absolutely a beautiful experience. So yeah.
Wow.
That's my little art
Wow.
story.
That's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. And so I hear you saying that, like, in childhood, your brother was like the guy. He was the guy. He was the guy, and he was doing all the things and achieving all the things or whatever. And you were like, is that what I'm understanding? You were kind of like quieter in your closet, drawing, painting. That Carl Jung piece, walking into your surf friend's house, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Where can I do this? And so you started back, 2015 or so, diving into.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So again, if you just, I just don't be afraid to receive. Many of us, are want to give, but just understand it's so important to receive too, because just like we like to give our gifts and share, other people like to give their gifts and share. So it's a great collaboration, and so now, with those steps, thank you for letting me share that. Now I get to share the joy and happiness of art that I experienced, the self-discovery, the acceptance, the trusting, the letting go that I experienced through art. I now get to share that with children. I mean, here I'm in the Dominican Republic. I've done it in Mexico. I've done it in America. Mm-hmm. And this is my home. So I get to keep coming back here to share and affect and be affected and inspire and and create, just like you said earlier. It's amazing, Aaron, because connection, like right now, all of us that are in this space are connecting. We are co-creating. We're a community. And to me, that's beautiful. Those are my three pillars that I live by, that show up for me daily. And I believe, I don't know, but I believe, I already know that connection is your part of your life. Mm-hmm. But, and I don't know exactly what your pillars are, and I don't even know if it matters, but what matters is that we're all here together now. Mm-hmm. And we all get to connect and co-create and realize that it's, I was thinking about this too, the connection, the co-creation, the community. A lot of people with art, I totally believe that we're all beautiful, creative souls. Mm-hmm. And some of the research that's done is like your brain, everybody's focused on the left hemisphere, the right hemisphere, but when you really read about it and think about it, it's all working together. Our brain is a community. It works together on every level. It connects, it co-creates. I mean, it's a community.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so, you know, I always look at the world as one big community. We all breathe the same air. We all walk the same earth. And we all get to, we all get to rise together. We get to rise together, you know. So yeah, we get to rise together.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah,
we get to rise together.
So
yeah. Oh my. So I'm curious. So was art kind of, so from childhood until 2015, was it kind of like, was it under like that creative spirit? I mean, you have this shiny energy about you. Like what, tell us more, like what, like, so from your childhood to 2015, what were you creating? What was what was your art then? Or, like if you weren't necessarily locked in on art pieces and watercolor and, like diving into that, what were some?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, great question. It takes a little bit of thought.
Yeah.
Well, I totally believe that we are all beautiful, creative souls, and creativity is not just art, the arts. The arts label is what I mean. Like, it's not just dance. It's not just painting. It's cooking, it's building, it's creating, it's farming. So I think the best answer for me is, I'm gonna say I was in the steps to create my gift, the awareness of my gift. I believe that along the way, each step that I was taking, my athleticism, my relationships, my this is a great question. But I think it's, like I said, I think everything is one. I think I was creating the whole time. I did not physically go get a piece of paper and continue to write continue to paint. I mean, after a certain age, I got to step into life as a teenager. I got to step into life as a married woman, as a mother, as a professional. I was a teacher. And I got to collect. I got to collect the pieces from every single experience and every single person that I met, because we all affect, everything affects everything. Everything affects everything, and everyone affects we all affect each other on one level or another. So I got to collect this case of jewels until now, when the right time has come for me to be able to piece it together, to really identify my gift and be courageous and confident enough and to share it.
Beautiful.
To know that I am enough to give. Yeah. So I was busy collecting. Collecting the pieces that get to make a difference in everybody else's life that I get to meet from this point on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
The inner power connection gets to be a piece of what I'm sharing now. Just because it's the co-creation. I didn't just put this together. It was every piece along my journey in life that is leading me to this journey. And oh my God, it's manifesting. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you. Thank you for that. The piece that you have given to me that I get to share with others. Thank you for that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So beautiful. I love I love just hearing you kind of like process through. It's like it's like the different hats, right? In life, or these different stages, and collecting these experiences, these memories, and awareness, right? I mean, it's the awareness and that then has you here now in the Dominican Republic, and creating art and sharing art and working with kids. And so just such a trip, like that. I think here, the thing it's so beautiful, I love hearing about it, is there's, like you said, dreams, you make those dreams happen, right? You're like, there is no timeline, right?
Mhm.
Aaron, have always thought, oh, I'd really want to play guitar, or, oh, I really want to sing in a band, or, oh, you know what I mean? And yet it hasn't manifested yet at 40 necessarily, like it hasn't, but there is no timeline. I think, and I think that's, I love is, I mean, you're so vibrant, and you're so vibrant and excited. And yeah.
I-
Yeah.
It's in Spanish, it's muy emocionado. And,
Yeah.
and what's amazing, let me just emphasize this, all of you that are listening,
Mhm.
please don't be afraid to receive. And I'm going to tell you this, I came back to the Dominican Republic in May expecting, that's another thing, please, I'm asking, please exchange the word expecting
Mhm.
to accepting. No expectations, only acceptance, only acceptance. And what happens is I got to do some healing. I'm a totally positive person. And this is a positive twist on the vaccine. The positive twist is daily positive affirmations, daily gratitude journals. I did have a reaction to it. Wake up every morning and be grateful to be alive, and be grateful to be in this abundance, in this love, in this country. And I got to put out positive affirmations daily, and it is still a mantra. I am grateful for my clean, clear, smooth, beautiful, healthy, luscious skin, because I was affected. It came out, of course, it came out in my skin. And we all know that it was something else inside of me that needed to heal.
Mhm.
It just showed up on my skin. But it was so important because it was a visual for me. And remember, I am a visionary, a creative visionary. I'm extremely visual. When I meditate, I visualize. I'm extremely visual. So it showed up in my skin. So every day that I woke up, I got to look at my skin, and I got to be grateful for skin. And I got to be grateful for the healing that I saw every day. And that healing, I mean, I do have clean, clear, beautiful, healthy, smooth, luscious skin today.
Mhm.
And I am such a believer. I'm such a believer in positive affirmations, and such a believer in gratitude. And again, there is science that backs it up. And even if there wasn't science, I am a believer because I've seen it happen to me, a 3-month healing streak. And another thing, another blessing, be open to receive. The doctor that I was seeing for the vacuna, the vaccine reaction, talked to me about art. I shared with him that I was doing a mural with the children here in the Dominican Republic. So I'm not just doing the workshops. My second wave is to do murals with them. And he said to me, he said, oh, you're an artist? Oh, you do murals? I'm all like, yes. So I have now been, and I have always wanted to go to the mountains here in the Dominican Republic. I am like, some way, somehow, I'm getting to the mountains this time around. The beach is beautiful, but I am going to the mountains. So he and his wife have invited me to stay at their retreat in the mountains in a bungalow. And in exchange, I paint the exterior of the bungalow. Now that is all positive affirmations. That is all gratitude. I am grateful for painting a mural in the mountains, because what you do is you have your vision and you step into your vision and you live your vision even before it happens. Aaron gets to see himself playing guitar. Aaron gets to see himself on a stage singing in a band. You put yourself in your vision and then you grow into it and it manifests. Mm-hmm. And the other thing, it's like, really, there's a bonus. And they have a little school at their retreat. So I get to also teach extended art classes to the children at the school. Healing voices, healing voices. Speak your dream. Mm-hmm. Share your gift. Mm-hmm. You are denying other people if you do not share your gift. Mm-hmm. If you do not tell people what your work is, if you do not tell people what you believe in and absolutely love and live for, then you don't get to live your dream, because they don't know. And they don't get to live theirs, because guess what? You inspire them. Mm-hmm. And then it gets to transform, if not your world, whether it be you, whether it be your family, whether it be your neighborhood, whether it be your community, whether it be your workplace. It's that beautiful ripple effect by healing the trauma in your voice chakra and using it. Mm-hmm. Step into your courage. Mm-hmm. Step into your courage. Be outward. There's someone else out there that has the same dream you have, that you can connect with and align with. Mm-hmm. Do it. Mm-hmm. Do it.
Yes. Yes, Sharon. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. So just such good reminders there, just with dreams, with gifts within, right? And how to, the way you share that with that energy is just like locking it in, vision wise, locking it in and just really centering belief and then activity that allows you to grow into that. And I feel like, that's huge. That's huge. And so I'm curious. So, somebody, I'm just thinking body, mind, spirit, wellness. And each of us has such unique healing experiences, healing journeys, right? Like whether it's childhood stuff, whether it's 20-year-old stuff, 30-year-old stuff, right? 50-year-old stuff and beyond, right? We all have different unique experiences. Have there been any huge obviously the leadership program was huge here recently for you. As you look back on your life, have there been other instances or specific moments? You did mention like being a mom, are there specific experiences or ways in which you've approached your healing and your evolution that have been helpful to you, that those of us listening might be able to be like, okay, yeah, walked through this is how I was able to overcome this, or, and again, you decide on vulnerability at levels, whatever feels good to you. But yeah, just curious to know your evolution as a being. I think back on my 18-year-old self. I looked, everybody thought I was a confident kid, but when I look back, I'm like, not exactly, so any one or two or three experiences or shifts, healing moments, transformative moments for you that you'd want to share with us?
Yeah. Well, first of all, like I said to you, I'm a very positive person, and I'm starting with this because we're you'll know why. You'll know why.
Yeah.
But I was really blessed with a mother that I was really blessed with a mother who was really positive, every look for the good. And then I was also a teacher. I was blessed with an amazing woman who taught me the same thing. Every day, Sharon, you find something positive about each one of your students. And then she went one step further than my mother went. And she said, and tell them. Don't just see it, tell them. Tell them. And so that was truly a blessing. And then being positive and being happy through the lens of positivity, changing the view from practice over so many years of not even letting in the negativity, but having the practice for so many years, being able to recognize it so that I could shift it. But what happened was someone asked me a question, and write this down too if you want to. The power of oh, sorry, a coconut just fell on my roof. I have big coconut trees surround me, and a big coconut tree, and I just kind of startled me. Lucky me, right?
That's awesome.
But the power of asking. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And what I meant by that is, ask questions. This one person asked me, Sharon, are you really happy all the time? Are you sure you haven't been hiding behind that mask of happiness? And I thought, wow, this person is super bold to even ask that question, but even but even more so, how courageous to just ask what you want and feel safe enough to ask it. So what that did was it led me to asking myself questions, and I asked myself, what am I hiding? What am I afraid to face? What am I hiding with this mask of happiness and joy? And is it a mask? So I did some research on emotional healing, and I absolutely love emotional healing, because if we are not responsible for our own emotions, it comes out as it's been labeled as codependency. For example, I might say to you, express to you, Aaron, about how angry I am about the situation. Well, guess what? That doesn't have anything to do with you. Nothing to do with you, Aaron. It has everything to do with me, and my choice to be angry. And this is just an example. But I took a look at those different emotions, and I also took the time to feel them. So I'm very sensitive. And when I felt fear, when I felt it rise, I actually took the time to, here's another extremely important word, breathe. For all of you that are, this is a perfect example. If you feel your body change and you want to express your anger with your spouse or your best friend, or feel it, pause and breathe. Breathe. And you get to go in. Is it afraid of being abandoned? Were you abandoned as a child? That's just one example, but you get to, this is an opportunity for your healing. When you feel your body energy change, you get to be aware of it, and you get to go there, and you get to feel the sadness. You get to feel the fear. You get to feel the remorse. Whatever comes up, you get to feel it because it's yours. You get to be responsible for it. So you get to go inside and just, I mean, it might be in your stomach. I mean, as I talk to you about some of these emotions, I can feel it in my stomach. It might, oh, I have an amazing healing story about that. Oh, but about all of you that are listening, yes, you get to be responsible for your pain. You do not get to put it on other people. That is not how the world is going to heal. That is not how you're going to transform. That is not how others are going to transform. I've been extremely jealous my entire life. I was in a relationship and I avoided it. I denied it, but I finally got to confront it and it was amazing. I felt extremely jealous over this one particular situation that I was in a relationship with a man that I was head over heels for. It was a cosmic relationship. And so I was extremely jealous. And this one night, I had extreme pain in my left side. And it was such an extreme, deep pain. I asked this man, I said, you have to take me to the doctor. You have to take me. I can't take it anymore. And he had done and is still doing immense training in emotional healing. So he guided me into the pain. It was too much. I've been given some tools and I can do it on my own. But this was such intense pain that I needed to feel safe, and I needed he was kind enough to give it to me. And it lasted for about 2.5 hours. This pain was extremely intense. But breathing through it, feeling safe, guiding it, acknowledging it. When you have pain inside of you, whatever it is, whether it be the fear, the sad, to acknowledge it and accept it as being part of you. It's part of you. It's another part of you, just like your arm, just like your liver. It's a part of you. So once I acknowledged it and recognized it as jealousy and breathed through it, the pain subsided. And like I said, after about 2.5 hours, I was able to sleep. I woke up. I was relieved. It's just miraculous. Transformation and having the tools and having the intention. It's miraculous. So I invite you all to be courageous and accept everything about you. Everything about you. You know, it just I'm so glad I got to share that with you, because it's so important for all of us to be responsible for our own pain. So important.
Yeah.
So thank you for asking that question.
That's beautiful. That's really, really interesting. So you're really inviting all of us into that ownership of like, all right, this is, things have happened in all of our lives, right? That have caused us, have elicited emotional responses, and some of which are held very deep within ourselves, right? That can be literally from age 4 to now at 40. Like I can look back and be like, oh, that's when that began, And so, but taking ownership for my healing to address whatever that emotion is, whatever that situation stirred up within me, be it anxiety, be it insecurity, right? Taking ownership that this is a part of my healing process, right? That I'm able to look in the mirror and be like, ooh, feeling insecure right now. Like you're saying, jealousy, right? It's like, ooh, feeling insecure right now. What really is that about?
Right.
And then like you go back and you're like, oh, okay. Oh yeah. Sharon, one of the things that in Sarah and I's therapy over the last couple of years which is why I feel like we're in the best place we've been in 12 years, is going to therapy. And one of the things the therapist has really invited us both into is really just understanding the dynamics of our, like, the family systems, just how very different, like, the family systems we all come from, which then we unconsciously, subconsciously, we want to recreate. That is our comfort zone, even if it wasn't very comfortable.
Mhm.
You know, those childhood realities, even though they weren't very comfortable, or maybe they were for some of us, we in our now partnership, you ultimately are trying to, like, bring it to more and more like your reality, bring it to more and more like your reality, you know, like a lot of relationship dynamics, right? We all bring our flair and our unique background, and then we're seeking to, like, create and so it's just having that awareness has helped Sarah and I both kind of calm when I feel myself trying to make her be more like my family system, right? Or when she's like, what, feeling disgruntled about why I'm not over here, or more like this, her family system. And then really just going in and doing the work with our family system, with each of our unique family systems, and realizing, all right, what has served me? What do I want to continue to be a part of my journey, right? And focus more on that rather than the pulling of somebody else into this. You know, it's like, anyway, just hearing you talk through this shift, or the healing of your, you know, this extreme pain, and then getting to the root of it, right? I mean, what a trip for each of us. My low back, right? My back pain since I was 17, right? How do I keep healing that?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So you get to ask again, the power of asking, what happened to me at 17?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, maybe you had a physical accident, but like you said, what else goes along with that? When you're doing this, it made me think, yes, we get to connect with our pain. It's all about connection.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, and another thing I wanted to say too in this moment in time,
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, is acknowledge you and Sarah both for acknowledge the fact that you want to be a unit, that you want to stay together and grow together and transform together. Mm-hmm. and that you're becoming closer because you're seeking a professional or someone else that has different gifts and talents than you, so that you can all collaborate and stay together and grow together instead of just collapsing. So I want to acknowledge you and Sarah both for taking that step, not because it was a choice. It was a choice. Totally. And then another thing that came up for me too is that we get to exchange that word expectations to acceptance. Oh, I expect so and so to do this because I've always done it. No, you get to totally accept. I have a formula too. I have like I don't know, it's like my little mini algorithm for happiness.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is, again, if any of you want to write this down, yeah. And that is, yes, the word yes equals trust. Trust equals acceptance. Acceptance equals non-attachment. Non-attachment equals freedom. Don't we all want to be free? Don't we all want to be free?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. When you say that, I mean, obviously things go off in my brain. I'm like, because then when you talk about freedom, it's like, what for you, for me, the word that popped up was like the weight, right? Like some sort of made up weight about how I'm supposed to be in this world, right? And I think each of us got a different set of expectations from our realities where we grew up in. and our life journeys, right? And we've chosen to accept, we've chosen to accept them. I have to take ownership, like you said, for this. I get to decide this weight, right, that I'm carrying. So, how do you, like, as you're going through that algorithm and arriving at freedom, like what's been a block? What's been hard for you to?
Oh, I have a lot of,
Is there one thing that,
well, the bottom line with me is I'm not enough. So I always need permission.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm not enough.
Yeah.
So I always need permission, and that's big for me.
Yeah.
But I went to this another tool that I might want to share. A takeaway is just visualize you have a backpack on, and in this backpack in this backpack it's filled with your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So you're climbing. You're climbing up this mountain, and you get to a little ledge, and you're like, okay, there goes fear. Climb a little bit higher. Come to another little ledge, and like, okay, there goes my anger. Climb a little bit further. Climb a little bit further. Okay, there goes shame. So each time as you ascend in your transformation, you get to let go of your fear through understanding. You get to climb a little higher. You get to let go of your shame through understanding. So just imagine that you can end up, and for me, it's never ending. Transformation is eternal. Mm-hmm. Transformation, no matter what form we're in, mm-hmm. Transformation, in my opinion, is eternal. How awesome is that? We get to continue to climb and grow and ascend. So just imagine, through your transformational ascension, you get to drop those different emotions. And when they come up, just like when you meditate and you have all these thoughts, you just get to let the thoughts pass by. And I'm going to give credit to a woman who gave me this tool. It was in an interview with my daughter and my granddaughter. And her name is Perry Jones. And she, in this interview, said, emotions are like thoughts. Emotions just pass by. So don't be afraid of your thoughts. Just let them pass by. Don't be afraid of your emotions. Recognize them, embrace them, mm-hmm. but don't get stuck in them. Mm-hmm. Let them pass by. So I definitely give credit to that amazing woman and my daughter and granddaughter, who are also amazing and incredible in their own way. Mm. But again, I just see, a greater world every day. We get to wake in more abundance and love, because we know that we are putting the effort towards transformation, transcending all of that, even if it's one little microcosm, one little cell time, because the more we spend time on our own transformation, the more the world gets to transform. Because remember, again, everything affects everything, affects everything. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is. Yes. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. What a journey. What a journey we're all on. And I love that visual of the backpack. And I love that visual of like, just, it goes to your algorithm, the non-attachment, right? Where it's like acknowledging when that emotion comes up or when that thought floats in, and not going into, oh my, like it's how to find breath. You talked about breathing, right? It's like in that moment when that emotion is coming through or that thought is coming through, how do I return to my breath? you said the not enough story is a challenge for you. That's definitely been a challenge for me. I don't know if I'm a youngest kid. And my siblings also they were very high achievers, so I'm like, maybe I was in that comparison world. It could have been a childhood trauma that happened at 5, that then I needed to do more, or, like I needed to prove myself worthy more, so again, continuing to like ascend. I like that. Like, as I go up, as I keep making courageous steps. And I think anybody listening today, what you're inviting us all to do, Sharon, is every little step that each of us takes is shifting. It's helping everybody. It's helping everything. It's helping everyone, and I think that's so huge. I love that, that you're sharing that. Yeah. Yeah. What if we have, if we had a couple final questions, because I do want to, and folks, those of you who are joining us on podcast, part of the experience today is we're going to do a little, an art experience with Sharon. Sharon's going to do a little art experience, and we're going to, so if you want to enjoy that and dive into that, if you want to call out that artist within, we will on YouTube, we will have that show up on YouTube. So you'll get to kind of have that. It'll be like 15-20 minute experience. And I'm going to do it over here. I got some paints and some paper and a paintbrush. So anyway, those of you who are on the podcast, if you are curious to dive in and explore more, please pop on over to YouTube. And I'll definitely be including Sharon's links and, information, so that those of you who are getting pumped today, getting excited, to stay connected to her and to continue to follow her journey, maybe support her journey down in the Dominican Republic, co-create with her in the future. I'll make sure those are in the description, so you can definitely reach out to her and connect with her. Yeah, what a gift. What a gift. This has been so fun, Sharon. Yeah,
it has been.
2 final questions. If somebody is just
okay,
if somebody's just beginning, if somebody's just diving into this body, mind, spirit, wellness world, like, literally like just recently is like, man, I got to make some shifts in my life, right? And so they're popping on here and they're like, oh my goodness, I'm done repeating this story over and over again, or who knows the exact circumstance. But somebody who's like in the beginning stages of the body, mind, spirit, wellness evolution, right? Consciously. I think we're all evolving throughout our whole life, but
yes.
Yeah, but being more intentional with their journey. Any recommendations? And you've given such beautiful guidance throughout this conversation, but any recommendations for somebody who's diving in kind of for the first time?
Yeah. Well, might sound kind of silly, but okay. So again, I'm all about positive mindset, positive affirmations, gratitude. And this is the part that I thought might be sound silly, but I think it's so important, is to start with, just go, when you wake up in the morning, you're brushing your teeth, washing your face, whatever you do, take 30 seconds. And when you look at yourself in the mirror, smile. Smile at yourself. Smiling at yourself is the beginning of self-love. So, and then start a routine. For example, get a book, just one book only, especially for your gratitude journal. Please start with a gratitude journal and say, oh, I'm so grateful I smiled at myself this morning. So grateful that I have teeth to brush. Be grateful for what you already have, and then other things will come. And you know what? I have this, start. Well, you know what? I'm gonna even keep it more simple than that. One book my gratitude journal. Every day, open it up and write down just 3 things. I'm so glad, I'm so grateful I smile at myself. I'm so grateful I brushed my teeth. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I have food to eat. Those are things that you already have that you get to be grateful for. So that's a really good way to start. Start with something you already have. And if you start to overthink, breathe. Okay, so yes, to answer it directly, start with a gratitude journal. And if you don't do it, like I have a 20-minute routine I've done for 30 years every morning. If you don't do it in the morning, let's say, okay, great, tomorrow morning I'm going to start this gratitude journal that Sharon talked about. I'm going to write 3 things down that I already have that I'm grateful for. My husband, my son, my daughter. Okay, great. Oh my gosh, you wake up tomorrow and you totally forgot. Guess what? It's okay. In my opinion, there is no such thing as time. The only thing there really is when you do it. It doesn't matter if you did it at 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock or whatever. In my world, there is no time. The only thing that's important is that you do it. So if you didn't do it when you first woke up in the morning, so what? When you think about it, go to get your gratitude journal, sit down. It'll take 3 minutes to write 3 things you're grateful for. So no limitations. There's no expiration date on dreams. There's no expiration dates on your gratitude journal. So, and then, start with a gratitude journal. And I have been doing this for years, gratitude journal for years, but there's also an amazing gratitude app that I love. And it's just called, I don't know, the gratitude app. It's got like a picture of a little heart flower and it's amazing. It tells you everything. It guides you through it. It directs you. So if you're brand new and you think you need guidance, then you need guidance and you can try the app. If you don't think you need guidance, you're right. You don't need guidance. Whatever you think, you're right. So I'm going to just stick with that. That is a good place to start. Keep it simple. I tell myself, keep it simple, Sharon.
Yeah.
One thing.
That's beautiful. I mean, everything I've read and heard about gratitude, just energetically, and how much it can shift the game for any of us. It can shift our reality, right? So I appreciate that reminder. That's actually right now with as I'm supporting my mom with her healing. We're doing a lot of noticing and just being grateful for the smallest of things, right? It's like the fig tree, the banana tree. We're noticing ants, and being grateful for ants, just having way more just in awe of this earth, as a part of her healing, just helping her kind of get even more into her body than ever before. So
Absolutely.
Okay, final question, and those of you who are joining us on podcast, really grateful for you being here. Those of you who have been following along on YouTube, thank you so much for being with us. And YouTube will continue. After this question, and those of you who are joining on podcast, if you want to hop over to YouTube, that'd be awesome. And Sharon, love hearing your voice, and you do I wish we could at some point in this life experience. I don't know how long your Dominican Republic adventure, if it'll be another 5, 10, 15, 25 years or whatever, but wow, it'd be fun to have like Our Healing Voices adventure. I would love to lead a retreat at some point. And I've always I host retreats a little bit over here, but I think it'd be fun for Our Healing Voices people who are connected, and it'd be fun to have little experiences. So anyway, maybe that's 3 years from now. But I'm throwing that out there energetically.
I love it. Beautiful. Beautiful. I already know 2 places. I have 2 places here.
I love it. All right. So to close, Sharon, if so let's say, and maybe this isn't a part of your vision, but this is an idea, is that let's say you're on the stage in an arena, and you've got 15, 20,000 people who have come to listen to you. You're like one of the final keynote speakers, and they're just saying, all right, so what, and like you're closing few minutes. What would you want to leave with?
What comes up for me right now is to truly believe in yourself, believe in your purpose, believe in your vision, believe that you have a gift that makes a difference and that will change the world. And don't be afraid to use your voice to do it with. Step into your courage. Step into your courage and believe in yourself.
Yes. Yes.
That was kind of tough, Sharon. That was kind of a tough one, but yes. But I truly mean that.
Yeah.
I truly mean that.
Yeah. I mean, that's believe, like it is, right? I mean, it's those beliefs. Like the more you and I are believing calm, confident, peaceful, courageous thoughts about ourselves, right? The more we're believing that and feeling that, what a shift, right? I mean, belief in yourself, belief in your visions, belief in your dreams. Yes. Yes. We all.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be your authentic and never apologize for it. Yeah. Don't be afraid to be your authentic self and don't apologize for it. You're a gift. You are a gift. Oh, that makes me think. It's like, because if you're not yourself, you're not only cheating yourself, but you're cheating the world. So please don't be afraid to be your authentic self and don't apologize for it. You are a gift.
Lovely, Sharon. Oh, so good. So good. Sharon, thank you so much. Those of you who joined on podcast, really grateful to have you here. This is episode 29 of Our Healing Voices, and just really thankful for you sharing your voice with us, Sharon. Those of you who are wanting to explore with art and with Sharon and have a little fun with art and art experience, come on over to YouTube. And those of you who want to connect with Sharon further, find the links both in the description below and be sure to reach out to her. Anyway, thanks for joining. And thank you, Sharon, for sharing your beautiful, beautiful energy and your amazing voice. Yeah, excited to dive into art now.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron. My honor, my privilege. So good to see you. I love you, brother.
Love you. All right, everybody that has popped over to YouTube, or those of you who have been on YouTube watching our interview today, we are now going to dive into the art experience with Sharon Christmas. Again, just grateful for your voice, Sharon, throughout our conversation today, and such amazing insights and reminders for all of us to chew on, to walk with, and to meditate on here in the coming days and weeks. So big love for all of those nuggets that you offered us. And those of you who are joining, just grateful for you and the courageous healing you're choosing. I know each of us is on unique paths, and I know Sharon and I, and so many of us are just so thankful for every little healing step that any of us takes. So now we're going to dive into some art, which for some reason, when I was a kid, I think in 5th grade, I decided I was not an artist. Like, right? I feel like people either got like the athlete hat or the artist hat, or, you know, like you got like thrown into these categories. But as I've gotten older, I'm like, no, I think I'm an artist. I think we're all artists, like you were saying earlier. So I'm going to pass the mic to you, Sharon, and kind of let you freestyle us here.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like freestyle.
Awesome.
Well, yeah, it's going to be fun and exciting, and it's going to, and it can also be very healing too. So it gets to be whatever you want it to be. And I base my workshop on trust, acceptance, and non-attachment. And my preference in my workshops is watercolor. And then of course, that's my favorite medium, but there's so many other mediums. I had one woman do this with me one day, and she was like, I don't have anything. I'm like, you have something. So she brought out her makeup bag, and she did art with her makeup, like lipstick and eye color. It was amazing. Wow. She rocked it. So anything is possible. Everything's okay. That's what's beautiful about art. You get to paint, and there is no right or wrong. It's just beautiful. So it's easy peasy to trust, accept, and let go. And so so for these next few minutes, just tell yourself, yeah, Sharon's right. I'm a beautiful, creative soul. So, of course, my workshop is based on the joy and happiness of art, and I do it with children. But remember, we all have an inner child too. So we need to feed that inner child once in a while too. So this is some nourishment. This is some nourishment for that inner child. So it's just going to be a quick, fun little introduction lesson. And so what I would love for you to do first is my favorite thing, breathe. So what we get to do first of all is just relax and breathe. And once you're relaxed, you can like do some intentional breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathing in all the positive, holding it, feeling that energy flow through your body. Exhaling all the negative. Or not. This gets to be whatever comes up for you. But just breathe and relax, and make sure you have your supplies and your tools, whatever kind of paper you've chosen, whatever kind of brushes, or maybe just a pencil or markers. Just make sure you have that set up in front of you, just breathing naturally. Just like observe and look around and get familiar with I had to shift and come over to my counter. So I'm refamiliarizing myself with what's surrounding me. Familiarize yourself with what's surrounding you, maybe the colors, the brushes again, whatever you've chosen. Continue to breathe, and if you choose, I like to ask you to close your eyes. It's always about choice. You're your own person, and you get to choose whatever is your comfort zone, however you feel safe. So breathe, relax, feel. Get to drop into your heart. Feel what's in your heart right now. Is there a taste that comes up for you from childhood? Like, what was your favorite thing to eat? How does that make you feel? Breathe into that. Is there a sound? Do you hear a sound that makes you feel a certain way? How does that make you feel? What about the smells. What smells do you absolutely love? What's coming up for you in this moment? What do you see? Is it soft? Is it hard? Does it have a lot of texture? Is it smooth? What do you see deep down in your heart? And how does that make you feel? Keeping your eyes closed, staying with that vision that you're creating. Imagine yourself touching this vision, stepping into this vision. What part are you playing in that vision? Is it something present? Is it something past? What part, what role do you play? But most importantly, again, how does it make you feel? Stay with that feeling. Breathe into it, become one with it. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And then when you're ready, when you see, when you feel, hear, you smell, you taste it all, open your eyes, breathe, take a look around at your tools and supplies, paints, paper, and just trust the process, accept what is, and let go. Pick up your paintbrush, if that's what you're using. Don't think, just let the paint do what it does. Just feel. Letting go of all expectations. You're that creative soul, a beautiful creative soul. Breathe, feel, stay connected to that feeling, that vision. Tap into the freedom of that inner child. Stay with that feeling. Don't overthink, just accept, trust. Okay. They say an artist is never done, but but you get to just stop. I have a friend that says always leave a little bit for the observer's imagination. It's better to not finish than to overfinish. Breathe into that. Give yourself a big hug. Lots of self-love. Be grateful for that inner child, that beautiful creative soul that you are. Give thanks to the courage that you have stepped into. The small step of trust, of acceptance, of letting go can turn into a bigger step. Breathe, be grateful, be thankful. Amazing. You're all amazing.
So wonderful. So wonderful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
Yes, you can share if you want to.
The experience that is. I mean, I'm definitely in process. I've
Oh,
I don't even know.
not yet.
I'm not sure what I'm doing exactly. It's kind of funny though, because it was really helpful having you remind me to breathe and let go of expectations, because I had so many little childhood voices coming up where it was like, where it's, I'm sure other people who, aren't aren't drawing a lot, like I'm like, what am I even doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Where am I going with this thing?
You're creating.
Yeah. Which
Yeah, there doesn't have to be an answer with art. It's just you get to create.
That's such
What
a gift, right?
What a gift you are. What a gift we all are.
Yeah, what a gift that is, because it's such a I'm sure there's, within the art world, you can get into that space, right? But like of the expectation, right? Versus the acceptance.
Well, you can do that with anything, not just art. Again, it's the total freedom of letting go and letting it be what it is, accepting it for what it is, totally and completely.
Yeah.
And what's really beautiful about the piece that you were courageous enough to share is that, let's just say there's 100 viewers, 1,000 viewers, they each get to see whatever they want to see in it.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of art. Whenever you are the observer, you get to interpret it, and it gets to be what it needs to be for you in that moment in time.
Yeah.
So just the fact that you're courageous enough to share that is going to impact. That's going to impact someone, somewhere, some way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm kind of all about. Just a quick little fun introduction. And I really appreciate you offering this time for us together and to share with healing voices. Art is so healing. It is so therapeutic. It's self-discovery, it's vision, it's creation, it's everything. Art to me is everything.
Yeah.
Art is everything. So
Question.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Question. Do you offer like one-on-one art meditative experiences, like online, or like where if somebody wasn't down in the Dominican Republic, where somebody who listens in, they could be like, Sharon, I want to meet, I'd love to pay you to walk with me over this next 6 months, can we set up an appointment, are you open to that sort of thing? Do you offer that?
I'm always, thank you, Aaron. Thank you so much for that question. And yes, I'm always open to that. I do not do anything. I don't have a special business online. I just have my own personal page and my art page.
Okay.
I did have a group page that just promoted only my workshop and I have three different levels of the workshop that I offer. Yep. One is like a family, one is for children, and one is for a deep dive. Mm-hmm. And I'm so willing to do any of that at any time. And all anyone would have to do is just to reach out to me on Facebook, friend me, message me. Just connect with me through Facebook. And I do have some other things I can share with you, but really my favorite thing is to just, this is the next best thing to hands-on, face-to-face. The Zoom has been such a lifesaver for so many people during these times.
Yeah.
But I'm open to anything and everything. I have 3 different packages I offer, or we can customize it, whatever works. Thank you.
Beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Sharon.
Much fun.
Yeah, thank you everybody who hopped on the YouTube and watched here to the end. So grateful for you all. And Sharon and I are cheering you on as you continue to courageously heal, one day at a time, one breath at a time. I loved all of the breath reminders today, that there's so much magic happening in each moment. And if we can go into that awareness and that mindful breathing, it's like, whoa, where are we right now? This is such a gift, So anyway, thanks
Yes.
everybody. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you.